Hey guys, Sid here. Welcome to this Hall of Fame interview, and I'm here with Valerian Sequiera, and I've been looking forward to this interview because he's been in our community since 2019 April, and he's in the relationship niche. In fact, he is a marriage coach for men, and he has a community called the Awesome Husbands Hub. And the only reason Valerian delayed this interview is because he wanted to generate a lot of results for his students and come and share. He's got over 375 students in his community. He's based out of Dehradun. He's a part of the Avengers Hive, so all of you Avengers, cheer him up. You just got 5,000 points into your group. And you know what's the magical thing is Valerian has been able to achieve over 40 lakhs in 24 months in the relationship coaching niche. Yeah. So Valerian, congratulations. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I love hearing the dog in the background. Good. Yeah. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, thank you. And he has just made it a point to let you know that we're having an interview. Just give me
Yes.
one sec.
Okay, please go ahead.
Uh,
Superb, superb. So great to have you here, Valerian, and super proud of your results that you've been able to achieve in a niche that is very, very sensitive, like the relationship space, and achieving over 40 lakhs, implementing all of the principles over here. Congratulations and welcome to the Hall of Fame. Great to have you here.
thank you, Siddharth, for creating this system. Because for me, where everybody says you have to work with every person. And if I work with every person, like individual sessions, I will never be able to scale up. And when I saw your system, I said, this is perfect.
Thank you.
Because because my approach to marriage wasn't of fixing a problem. It is of helping people to move from something called a power struggle stage, where every marriage has to go through, move from there to being a mature, loving, caring couple. That is moving to mature love stage, being each other's best friend. So it is a journey, it is an adventure. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. Before we get into your journey and what got you into this space, I just wanted to find out, like, personally, what transformations have you been through after coming into ILH? Can you think about like top 3 things that have shifted in you personally?
One big one is my mindset. Especially in the area of money. I hear you talking about money and and selling. These are the 2 things I see it in a big way, because I saw selling as something I looked down upon it. And I'm here for service. And when you started saying selling is service, it made perfect sense. And I kept going back to saying to myself that the only reason I'm earning this is because Siddharth sold this idea to me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So that 2 things would be the major shifts in my life. One is to do with looking at money from a perspective of energy.
Yes.
And the second one is to look at sales from the perspective of service. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. And 40 lakhs in relationship niche it's an amazing number. Normally, I don't think any relationship coaches would be clocking in, this much. So, tell us about the journey in the last 2 years. What were like the milestones or breakthroughs that you had personally in your own niche to make it something that is, successful?
Yeah. Many of us, I hear it in the community that they're struggling with a niche. I had a different struggle. My struggle was somewhere along the way, I was fascinated with relationships. We got married and I thought that I knew everything about relationships and our marriage is going to be just awesome. But because we knew each other for 12 years, I had been in the field of coaching, counseling. But when we got married, within few months, we were into fights, arguments. And then when I started learning again, I realized that there are things which nobody talks about in a marriage. People never tell you that your marriage is supposed to go wrong. And when I started studying relationship science from different mentors, I realized that your marriage is supposed to get into something called a power struggle stage. And and then you move to mature love stage. And even in business, you have something called value of death. So that was realization. And when I realized that the approach to moving out of power struggle stage into becoming each other's best friends is love. And you got to learn to love because the person you're loving is not like you. The person is different. So you got to learn to love. You have to understand a whole lot of things. And the whole motivation for me was that I had found something so beautiful that I could not share it with the world.
Wow.
But the challenge was, it is such a sensitive, as you mentioned, it is such a sensitive area. So when I started off, I remember having this conversation with you. That time I used to do one-to-ones. And during that conversation, we came to a conclusion that women are more inclined towards it. So I started off with women. Once in a while, I would target men. And then along the way, I realized that because it is such an sensitive issue and a man working with them, I realized that they were not coming. I did have few students, but that didn't work.
Okay.
Then I tried one-to-ones, didn't work. I didn't know the approach, but I just tried. It was out of desperation. And then came to a point, I guess it was end of 2019. Yeah, 2019, where I had no money to pay for my credit card bill. So I had invested in Facebook ads and tools and all that. For that particular month, I had no money. So I went to Pallavi and said to her that I don't have money. And she said, don't worry, my dad had given me some money before marriage. I'll give it to you. And then she said, whether we go up or we go down, I'm with you. And
Wow.
at that point, I realized the power of being in mature love stage. And it is not, and I realized that you got to, it is not mystery. You just, you don't have to figure it out. It's already figured out. There are so many researchers which are done in the area of relationship. You just learn it and you implement it and you see the results. So at that particular point, I said, at that point, I was saying to myself, I'm going to give up all this. Maybe I look for a job somewhere as a counselor. I had just moved from Bangalore where I had some work at least.
Yes.
I had moved to Dehradun. And once I had moved to Dehradun, I had no work. So I told her that maybe I will, I'll look for some work as a counselor. And at that time, we had the FBI. I think it was the first one.
Yes.
Freedom Business Intensive. And during that FBI, I don't know what happened. I had a thought. The thought is, why not target only men? And that's exactly what I did. And, remember that your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yes.
So that's exactly what happened. Because I'm a man, men got attracted to the whole system. We started seeing results. And that's been a journey. And during that time, one of the things I realized is that the crowd that I was attracting was not the crowd that was married, men who were married and were together with their wife.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The crowd I was attracting was the crowd, the people was separated from their wife.
Okay.
Okay. Or going through divorce. And that's where I started changing my approach, the system, and things slowly started falling in place. Even today, I have my ups and downs with sales, with conversion, because I don't come from that space. I'm just learning it. So, but it has been an amazing journey. Every time we have a level 3 called Loveathon.
Yes.
And every time somebody shares the positivity in themselves, because when we are going through separation, we go through hell. It is hell. So you're going through depression, you're not getting sleep, and somebody says, I'm sleeping well. Somebody says, I've given up addiction. Somebody says, I had a chat with my wife. Somebody says, after 2 years, I spent a whole day with my child. Oh, that is very satisfying. So that's been a journey.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, it's such a delicate space to be. How are you able to apply a group coaching format for this? Like, because everyone would have their personal challenges. Some of them may not be in a position to openly share it, but from what I can see, I think you've given them a space of trust where they are open to do that. So how have you structured your delivery process? Like, how are you able to manage multiple people in a relationship niche like this and not just do one-to-ones?
Okay, so the approach is, as many of us think that everybody has a different story. That's true. But everybody's story has one similar storyline.
Okay.
It's like there are hundreds and thousands and millions of movies. That's true. But the storyline is the same. What you talk about, that hero's journey.
Yeah, hero's journey. Yes.
Yeah, that's the storyline. So even in a marriage, the storyline is the same. That is the first thing. All right. The second thing is, it is not what happens in a marriage that defines how our marriage turns out to be. It is how we behave in particular situations.
That's a nice one.
That part is universal. The story is different. Somebody says, my in-laws got involved in my marriage, that's why we had problems. Okay. And somebody else says, but I don't have in-laws, but I still have a problem. So everybody has a different story, but there's one thing that is similar, is the behaviors.
Yes.
Okay. So based on that, so I follow your process to the T. So I have level 1. At level 1, there are certain courses they go through. I have Monday meetup. We got something called Mission Tuesdays. Mission Tuesdays is something like hackathon.
Nice.
Because it is a journey, right? Power struggle to mature love stage, from being each other's worst enemies to becoming each other's best friends. Perfect. That's the journey. Then I have level 2, where I teach them about personality types, again through course, because that's where everybody is different. We belong to same religion. We might belong to same religion, caste, everything. But when it comes to personality type, we are different. Yes. So I teach them personality type at level 2. I do have a one-to-one with them after they learn their personality type and help them to narrow it down or clarify doubts. And then they move to the level 3, that is Loveathon. At Loveathon, it is a simple process. If you want to lose weight, you don't talk about it. Correct? You do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So at Loveathon, there is a process. There is a journal that is got to follow. Okay. There are tasks they have to do during the week, and there are things they have to report.
Very good.
Okay. So that's exactly what they do. And recently, after you have started hives, we have started tribes.
Very nice.
So what happens earlier, we had this regular stuff at our Loveathon, that is a Friday meeting for the level 3. We had reporting of the journal at that. And I felt that I'm wasting my time. This can be done by themselves. Yes. So all that is done in the tribe. So in the Loveathon, I teach, people share things that are working out in their life. We have something called a gratitude exercise, because when somebody is going through separation, it is very sad stage people are into. So it really uplifts. So we have that at level 3. We have tribes. They meet on Saturday. 2 tribes meet on Saturday. 2 tribes meet on Sunday. Then we have tribe meetings to understand, tribe facilitator meetings to understand. So I'm following your system to the T.
Wow. Wow. I'm so happy. And I'm, what's inspiring me now is that this model works even for relationship niche. It's not just in my topic. And of course, the way that you would have adapted and what goes on inside would be different, but the framework, you're applied it 100%, and I'm glad it's working and it's producing results. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And what have you seen now? See, because even for me, the hives is mainly for the nurturing to happen on its own. So are you seeing that people are they're opening up, like they're able to share their issues with each other without holding anything back? They don't have any problems with that?
That's a good point. And this is what I learned from Blair Singer and from you, is the code of honor. Now, what can happen is in my niche, when I'm working with the husbands or anybody, it is very easy to get into a victim mindset.
Yes.
And get into a group and whine. Okay. And no matter how right you are, nothing changes because you're whining.
Yes.
Okay. So the code of honor is very, very strong. You're not here to talk negative things about your wife. You're not here.
Very good. Very good.
And you're not even here to talk negative about you, because whatever has happened in your marriage because you didn't know. You didn't know the science. Like if you become a doctor without studying, you'll kill few people, not because you're bad, because you have not gone through the studies, right? So that's exactly the message that is communicated. And we have a very strict structure. That means when we have the tribe meetings, first part is this, the second part is this, and the third part is this. So you do, that's it.
Very good.
And the support system actually started happening even before that. So what happens is when somebody is feeling down, because you go through ups and downs, you feeling down, I've seen men contact other people and other people in the hive, and they talk to them, and the other person encourages them. So all that happens. That happens off the tribe, okay, meetings. Yeah. So that happens.
Wow.
So that's the
amazing, Valerian. I mean, big thanks to Blair, because if not for Code of Honor, nothing will hold. People will just go random. And you've been driving this Code of Honor right from day one in your community.
Yes.
You followed even that inner circle template there.
Amazing. Always. So it's love, learning, awareness, consistency, and passion. Those are the five.
Your five values. Yeah, nice. Brilliant. So happy about that, Valerian. Now let's talk about the technology side of the game. Technology, tools. You were saying that there was a point where you could not afford Facebook ads, you could not afford tools and all of that. And now you're using probably a lot of tools, technology. So first question is, how hands-on are you on tools, technology, where you're able to manage? Two is, how important are these tools right now in your business?
I'm fully hands-on because I love tools. Maybe if I wasn't a marriage coach, maybe I would have been teaching like you, tools.
Tools coach.
Yeah, tools coach, exactly. So I love tools. I love exploring them, figuring it out. So that's not an issue. What was your second question?
Second question is more about how important is it? Because there are many people who think that, okay, all these are too expensive, or I'm not able to, yes, there was a point where you could not afford it due to the cash flow situation, but how important is it to keep your business, and how is it helping all elements of your business?
Oh, I feel they're really important. I told you about that money mindset earlier. Yes. I come from that cheap, go for cheap things mindset. And I've done that. And I've realized that it doesn't work. On the forefront, it looks like, oh, you're saving money. But in the long run, you realize that, no, you're losing money. So I think they're extremely important. It is risky when you're starting off. Yes. But I believe that they're important. Yeah, they're extremely important.
And I think what would have turned around for you is the fact that you are generating sales. Like when you're generating sales, then you don't look at the outflow. I mean, because all of those will become investments, and that's what's going to help you grow. So what are the top 3-4 tools that is helping you manage your entire community now?
I have ConvertKit.
Yep.
What else? I've just started using OptimizePress.
Very good.
What are the other tools I'm using? I'm using Pabbly for integration.
Nice.
Teachable. I'm using SMSs.
Okay.
Anything that I've left out?
Yeah, and for your webinars, Zoom, Webinar Jam.
I'm using Zoom. Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Great to know. Those are the main tools. Like all of you are watching, is you need a really good email marketing system. You need a learning management system. You need your communication system, whether it's Zoom or whatever, whichever. There are many. There's Demio, there's Zoom, there's Webinar Jam. Many tools are there, and then you need to have like a integrator, like a Zapier, or in your case using Pabbly, so something which can bring all of them together. Excellent. So now let's talk about selling, because I give a webinar selling formula, which you got to follow this template, and that's what's going to get you more sales in a webinar. I'm curious to know how has that turned out for you in a relationship niche where you're making people buy membership into your community. Any thoughts on that? How did you have, first of all, let's break it into two parts. First is, did you have the resistances in selling, and how are you able to now generate sales for this sensitive area, this different topic?
All right. When you say resistances within me or
within you,
Oh,
asking people for money, you were saying, right? You had
oh
a challenge.
yes,
Yeah.
big time, big time. So what helped me was do the webinar no matter what happens. So I would have webinars where nobody's buying it. And I still do it. I would have webinars where 5 people buying it. Oh, sorry, 5 people are there.
Yes.
I would still do it. Even today, there are days I don't have anybody buying it, but I still do. I still do the webinar. So I think that's what helped me. Just do the webinar. That's it. Whether people buy it, don't buy it, do it. Because I come back to the same thing. If it is one person, right, who gets into the program, and if that person decides, like, I do have situations where people have told me that if I had not got into the program, I would have killed myself. I would have been dead by now. Right? Wow. So that sort of gives me that feeling that I should do it. At least one person can turn his marriage around, starting with himself. Yes. So that's the first thing. The second thing, with the webinar selling formula, I follow it to the T. Just exactly as it is. And thank you very much for that. Yeah.
You've been getting, good. It also depends on the number of people or the quality of the audience that shows up. So you're comfortable right now. You're getting good conversions if you have the right audience in the room.
It really varies. So I've not, the place I have to come to is to really figure out the pattern. I've not fully got there. Okay. And to churn the numbers, like, to really look at the numbers, I've not got there. I'm a little bit being random at this moment. I got everything documented, like the income, and I'm using the dashboard that you had given us. I'm having that and all that. But to read that, I'm still struggling. But I think with time, I'll figure it out. So got it. So my sales go up and down.
Got it.
I just want to add this. It would be helpful for others. There were times I would have very little sales, but what saved me is having a level 2 and a level 3.
Yes.
That was a really a saving grace. Yeah.
Amazing. That's why, so when you're building communities and having the higher value products or higher ticket programs, that's what's going to, fund the front end of the funnel. And the front end of the funnel is also important. Like all of you here, some of you may be thinking, okay, why should I even do webinars? Let's only do like high ticket consulting and go only in that direction. But what's going to happen in the webinar system is your exposure. So even though people may not buy, they've anchored you, Valerian, as the expert, relationship expert. So whenever, and especially in a topic like this, it's like a time bomb. Whenever the issue happens in their life, then they know where to come to. And it is not like a topic wherein, like in my case, okay, how to make more money as a coach, like it's an easier sell. In your case, they need to really be in that pain to, to convert. Until it's like, we go to a doctor only if you are sick, right? Absolutely. If you're not sick, they don't come. So that's the nature of your niche. And I think when you're having both of these strategies, like you're there showing up every single week, doing the webinars, creating that exposure and planting those seeds of value, when it will fructify, it will take its time, but you're also doing a high ticket backend. So the people are serious will start to come in, and then you nurture them and then offer them higher programs. So how much do you charge people in your higher value programs?
Right now, for the higher value, I have a system where if you get into the level 2 and level 3 together within first 15 days, you get it for 25,000.
Okay. Very good.
Now, if you don't get in within those 15 days, I do a Lavathon showcase every month where I charge 35,000.
Okay.
Combined, level 2, level 3 combined, 35,000. Yeah, that's how I have it at this moment. Yeah.
Very nice.
And I want to go a little slow at this moment, so that people get a taste of it, and there are people who can't afford and all those challenges there, because when marriage goes down, even the other aspects of life, like finances, go down.
Yes.
Because you're not focusing on your work. Yeah.
Amazing. Great to know, Valerian. So, those of you who are inspired by this interview, just share your love and vision. Congratulate Valerian on achieving this first milestone, on being able to crack the code in the relationship niche, and he's improving from here on. And if you'd like to know more about this, especially if you're somebody who's going through this right now, going through challenges, and you want to bring your relationship back into place, in my YouTube channel description below this video, there's a link. Go and check it out. Attend Valerian's webinar and go through that journey with him. The fact that he's following my system and having, all the value systems in place, you can be sure that you're in safe hands if you want to come out of any troubling situation in your life when it comes to relationships. So get in touch with Valerian for this. And if you'd like to be a part of this community, Internet Lifestyle Hub, you can go to internetlifestylehub.com and be a part of this bigger community. We have over 15,000 experts, trainers, coaches, teachers who are launching themselves online in a very unique way. Not just about selling courses. It's not just about doing coaching. It is not just about doing high ticket consulting. We are here to build communities and tribes where we are building, tribes that can help each other and support each other. So we would love to have you to be a part of the community. In my description below, there's a link. And last but not the least, I want to ask one more question. Valerian, is, how has the diamond membership really inspired you on your journey? And especially now the hives and all of that. I know you're implementing this in your own communities, but what have you got from here by being a diamond member?
For me, the only session that I attend is the Diamond Member Leadership Council session. Okay. Because on Thursdays, when we have an inner circle, that is the free day for me. I don't work on that day. I do a little bit of social service. And I want to spend that evening with Pallavi, right? So
very nice.
Then on Tuesdays, I have my own Mission Tuesdays. So thank God for the timing. On Mondays, it's in the morning. So that's the only session I attend, and I look forward to it.
Amazing.
Because, I just listen. I'm not one of those people I need to, who's really active, but I do a lot of listening. So that helps me to get answers to the questions that I have, some insights that really help me. So Leadership Council has been a great help. Right.
Thank you. And you wanted to share something else at the back of your mind? Let us know.
Yeah, I just want to thank a few people because the journey had never been easy. There was there were times I've said to God or the universe, like, why niche? Why have you given me this niche? I wish I was a business coach. Things would have been much easier. People would have really accepted me. I would have had wonderful, testimonials with videos, and whereas in marriage coaching, I can't, right? I got to keep things confidential. So I have had that struggle, but thank God, because of the people around, I never gave up. So I want to really thank few people, beginning with you. Thank you very much for this system. I'm really grateful. Because it's a bumblebee effect. The second is, I've learned it from so many mentors. I've never met them. I read their books. I've gone through their courses. The kind of research that is done in the area of relationship science is colossal and amazing. It's like, wow. You can look into somebody's marriage and how a doctor can look into it beyond the fever that somebody has and diagnoses it. You can do that, So I want to thank all these amazing people. I want to thank one of my coaches who had been journeying with me for the last 12 years. His name is Aubrey Nazareth. He's a business coach, life coach, business coach. Nice. And then I also want to thank a congregation. I was belonging to a congregation called the Christian Brothers. Nice. It's like the monks. All right. Before I moved on, I want to thank them because that's where this seed of psychology or getting into understanding the mind was sown. Wow. And finally, and more importantly, to Pallavi.
Yes.
For standing by me through thick and thin and not giving up on me.
Wow. I can feel that, Valerian. I can feel that. That's like all of us, no one is self-made. We are made by the influence of our masters, our mentors, and people have given us the insights when we really needed most in life. So I'm so glad that you brought this out and you've acknowledged every single person. And I'm so glad that you also have like a spiritual connection to it. And that's where the mission also becomes so much more bigger. And every life that you are saving, every person you're touching is essentially you're saving them from probably doing something worse in their life, especially in a topic like this. So more power to you. Truly an honor to have you in the community. And yeah, save more lives, inspire more people. And I think this is the need of the hour,
There
especially
is,
now.
sorry,
Yeah,
I am interrupting
yeah.
you. There's one more
Please.
group I've forgotten and very, very important. I should mention it. And that is our community of awesome husbands.
Yes.
We have some of the most amazing men from India and abroad.
Fantastic.
And as you said, this is a very difficult niche. And there are times I lose, I feel low. And then when I have a love-a-thon and they start sharing their stories and I hear them supporting each other, I feel that I'm in a group of amazing men. I
Yes.
feel really, really grateful for every man in our community of awesome husbands. Every
Brilliant.
one of them, if you're listening to me, watching this, every one of you are truly a gift to our community of awesome husbands. Yeah, sorry for missing.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. And I just want to tell you that we're living at interesting times in the world where the relationships are like in probably, very, very bad state, especially looking at things like, Tinder and this and that, like there's everything is just short term. There is nothing long term. There's nothing it's just external. There's nothing inside out. It's all outside in. And I think the work that you're doing is going to bring back that what is real love and true love and matured love, like you mentioned. And I would really want to wish you all the best on carrying forward that. Yeah. Thank you. So last question is, Valerian, if you had to bring it down to one success principle that you live by and you'll continue to live by for the rest of your life, what is your one success principle?
I guess to look at success holistically.
Mm.
It is very easy to look at success from the perspective of money, and easily miss out, think that if I have the money, I can have the other two elements in my life, that is health and relationships. Unfortunately, that doesn't work that way. If you want to have health, you have to work on health. If you want to have relationships, you have to work on relationships. So that's my success principle, to focus on all the three areas of my life and have abundance in all three areas rather than only one. So that's my
absolutely
insight.
You've nailed it there. And I just want to add one layer to it. I feel relationship is the core, because when you have a great relationship with yourself, you'll have a great relationship with others. That'll keep you healthy and that'll give you wealth. So I think you are at the core of everything. And in fact, when I look back at my life, I'm sure you also have done enough studies on this. When the relationships are bad, that directly impacts health, mental health, physical health. It's like a chain reaction. So great to know. Thank you for sharing that principle. And those of you here who are, especially if you're a part of the Avengers, you got like 5,000 points, for your hype, just cheer up Valerian. And, all those of you who are still not a part of a community, get on board, share your love and wishes and type in the comment box on what you learned from this interview, and looking forward to sharing more such stories in the future interviews. Wish you all the best, Valerian, once again. And yeah, let's change the world together. More power to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.